Hi everyone, my name is Bacalso Antone, representing for Group 4. Our topic for today, the self from various perspective of psychology. What is the various perspective of psychology? The psychology of self is the study of either cognitive or affective presentation of one identifier or the subject of experience. The earliest formulation of the self in modern psychology derived from the distinction between the self as the subjective knower and the self me the objective that we know. When we say cognitive, it's relating to or being conscious mental activities such as thinking, listening, remembering, imagining, learning words, and using language. For example, doing a homework that relies on conscious thought, attention, and memory, recalling information learned during class, and reading provide material. And also, the cognitive is pertaining to striving action, and oppose and relate to purposeful but not necessarily ultimately rational action. For example, I will avoid spider and scream if I see one. The attitude we have influence how we act or behave.
Me, self, I self. The former me corresponds to self as an object of experience. Self as object, while the letter I reflect self-subject of experience self-subject. Example. It's me reported the various perspective of psychology. I reported the various of the psychology.
Hi guys, I'm Rafael Raimondi. This is a global versus differentiation models. Global refers to the general value that a person's place on himself or herself. Differentiation models refers to your ability to separate your own feelings and thoughts from others. These are the example of global self. So global self esteem can be high. Some refer to the term healthy but rather low in a specific situation or relation to a specific activity. For example, Jane may have high overall self-esteem and have a positive view of herself as a dancer, and yet have low self-esteem about communicating in a second language. This is the example of self-differentiation. Involves being able to possess and identify your own thoughts and feelings and distinguish them from others. It's process of not losing connection to self while holding a deep connection to others, including those who love whose views may differ from yours.
Real versus ideal self. According to Carl Rogers, a humanistic psychologist, the personality is made of the real self and ideal self. They are terms to describe and domains of personality. The real self is who someone actually it is the way we think, feel, look, and behave. For instance, if you are a kind person, kindness becomes a component of your real self. Another example is that if you want to become a seaman, you have to be a practical and ready to face challenges If you can identify these abilities and have a desire to enhance them, then this is your real self. Now let's proceed to the ideal self. The ideal self refers to a characteristic to which an individual aspires, which means that ideal self is a self we want to strive for achieve through the we have learned that experience. For example, if you want to become a cum laude, you will have to be the diligent, hardworking, instead of you're always lazy to do not attempt to learn. So your diligent and hardworking self is your ideal self.
Multiple versus unified selves. Multiple selves is a subselves that form in different behaviors in a specific and varying situations. Unified selves it is an integrations of subselves, the presentation of individuals. Unified selves it's also a selves that we are shown to people we trust and when we are alone. So multiple selves naman it's a subselves that forms and different behaviors in specific situations, which is not are limited but characteristic, but also a vary because multiple selves will be come with the kuan. For example, you are a lazy person, but you need to solve that problem, so you need to be motivated. So you need to change our characteristic. So that's all.
I'm Baj Ortega and my topic is true self versus false self. The true self is innate, good moral and cultural stable. It is governed by a moral code that is unchanging in the moral compass of the self. The fake self refers to the role we pretend to play or the appearance and behavior we take, yet does not reflect how we really are. Example of true self is a person might work hard at their job or studying hard or etc. They also spend time with family. They might believe that their job is something they do, but that the importance they place on family relationships is part of their true self. They show what his or her real attitude or behavior, what they feel, or being him or her. And also the example of false self are based on around certain beliefs that we take on in order to fit into our worlds better. If I am pretty, I will be more likable. If I have a lot of money, I am successful. If I work hard or achieve more, I will have more value. Then another example of it is a person pretending to be what he or she is not. For example, people pretend to be rich or come from rich families when they actually are not. Another example is to pretend not to like a type of food when that is not exactly the case. There is a big differences between the two. True self from the word itself true, it means real or being real. On the other hand, also from the word itself false, it means untrue, erroneous, or faking their identity. That's all. Thank you.
Hi everyone, the topic is all about the self as proactive and agentic. Proactive self is a personality characteristic which has implication for motivation and action. It's a belief in rich potential of changes that can be made to improve oneself or one's environment. This includes values such as resourcefulness, responsibility, values, and visions. Agentic self is defined as the aspect of human personality that is determined by future assessment of one goal, objectives, and actions. For example, I saw an old woman who will cross the street but fortunately she can't walk fast and what did was to help her and my own intention is to cross her safe. Further, enables the person likely anticipate the likely consequences of prospective actions.